Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19. So, wow, the WNBA. I can't even keep up with it all, and the season is over. But we have some more crazy for you. The entire league is having an epic meltdown, and we have to we have to talk about it. This has gone absolutely crazy. So, you all might remember this play and I did a video on it. I broke it down, but just again for those who may not have seen it, this is what we're going to get into. The discussion we're going to get into, which has just gotten crazy, is all about this play. And again, I don't want to take a ton of time because I did it in another video, but just if you haven't played, believe me on this, in watching it, I can tell you from playing, coaching, repping, athletics in general, this swipe to block the ball and then the follow through and the hand fist ring movement. This is not natural. This is not how you swipe at a ball and follow through if you miss. This is a deliberate jab, poke, whatever you want to call it, 100%. Right there. Now see how she changes her hand, complete downward motion. She actually puts her fingers together to make like a I don't know what, Three Stooges jab, or a lot of people were talking about Uma Thurman and Kill Bill, but that was very much unnatural, folks. Very much unnatural. We'll go through it one more time. Boom. I mean, see how that hand is up there and then just bend to the wrist, close the fingers together, and that's a poke. The hand, your fingers should be spread apart. If you're playing defense and you go up like that and then you flick, your fingers should be spread apart. You might scrape down her face, although from her distance, I don't think she would have, but you don't do this. So, as many of you know, because I played it also in another video, Christine Brennan, long time journalist, by the way, incredibly successful journalist, by the way. All the way back in '88, she was the first president elected to the Association for Women in Sports Media. She's had a long and storied career, lots of awards. Now, I'm not saying that stuff makes her a good person or journalist, but I'm just saying this isn't someone off the street who just asked a ridiculous question, the type of people we get on, say, ESPN all the time. So she asked Carrington about this play. Did you do it intentionally? Was it on purpose? Carrington's answer told most of us that it was. I mean, she didn't say that, of course, but in the body language, the tone of voice, the laughing, the absolute no mention of any concern whatsoever about whether Caitlin Clark was okay. She just deflected and, to me, lied about what happened. And so, remember how we were told Caitlin Clark was going to be playing with grown women? Yeah, you remember that? I haven't seen any yet. Well, that's not true. I've seen a couple on the Fever and a couple here and there. Arike Satu in Dallas, Nafisa Collier, the way she's handled herself. So, to be fair, they're all true. But in general, no. And this represents the entire league. So, we're going to dig into this. Folks, this is insane. If you follow other sports and you pay attention to sports media, you are going to lose your minds with this. The Players Association made a statement about Christine Brennan asking a very you may not like the way she worded it, but she asked a very reasonable question. She asked the player about this play in the game, and the WNBA has lost its mind. Check this out. This is a statement from the WNBPA, the Players Association, a message on behalf of the 144. Let me tell you something, WNBPA. The 19 is much more powerful than the 144. This week was dedicated to celebrating and amplifying Asia, Caitlin, Dijonai, and Nafisa for their hard work and truly exceptional performances all season long. We were not going to distract from their successes, nor would we dim the glow of the spotlight that centered them. That glow comes from Caitlin Clark. That glow you're talking about, that's a Caitlin Clark glow. They have earned that focus and celebration. But we will take this moment now to stand up for them and the rest of our members, every single one of them. You're standing up for Caitlin Clark here. Caitlin Clark was the one assaulted multiple times. You've never come out and said anything in defense of Caitlin Clark because we call BS. To unprofessional members of the media like Christine Brennan. Now, keep in mind what we've seen. You are not fooling anyone. Okay. So keep in mind what we've read so far. We call your BS to unprofessional members of the media like Christine Brennan. You are not fooling anyone. These are not sentences written by an adult. These are not sentences written by someone who is in charge of an entire league's players association. These are sentences written by a middle schooler. And look, I don't know who wrote this, okay? So I'm not taking a shot at anyone. I'm just saying, again, to go back to the WNBA in general, this is not professional. Anyway, that so-called interview in the name of journalism was a blatant attempt to bait a professional athlete into participating in a narrative that is false and designed to fuel, here we go, the ists and the phobics and the istics, or I guess that's istics. We'll call that isms also. Don't forget those. Vitriol on social media. You cannot hide behind your tenure. Is that a threat? Are you threatening Christine Brennan? By the way, the narrative that is false and designed to fuel all this stuff is your 144 players, minus a few, all season long. That has been their narrative. It has been the league's narrative. It has been the sports media that's actually been protecting you. It has been their narrative. But look, there's more. Instead of demonstrating the cornerstones of journalism ethics like integrity, objectivity, and a fundamental commitment to truth, you have chosen to be indecent and downright insincere. Is that as indecent and insincere as, say, the Kennedy Carter assault on Caitlin Clark, or all the other hard fouls she got all season long that weren't called, or the fact that she was 17%, the receiver of 17% of all the flagrant fouls in the league? Or the fact that the video I just showed you from Carrington wasn't even called a foul at all? Is that what you're talking about when you say indecent? Anyway, you have abused your privileges and do not deserve the credentials issued to you, and you certainly are not entitled to any interviews with the members of this union or any other athlete in sport. Those credentials mean that you can ask anything, but they also mean that you know the difference between what you should and should not. We see you. So here you have the Players Association of the WNBA wanting to censor the media. Again, this is so much of the point of it, folks. This goes back to Caitlin Clark and why they don't like Caitlin Clark and her fans, because they can't be controlled. See, when they had 7 fans, they could do or say whatever they want. Now they can't get away with it, and they're lashing out. Here you go. Once again, this is them lashing out for censorship. Media, they're saying, you can only have access to us if you ask approved questions that we are okay with. If you do not, we want you gone. By the way, here's the really funny thing, but again, clearly not bright enough to understand this. You have abused your privileges, do not deserve the credentials issued to you, and you certainly are not entitled to any interviews. Okay, again, I'm going to call for this. WNBA, you do realize that you exist solely because you are an NBA charity. The NBA donates every single year to cover your millions of dollars of losses every single year. You are the epitome of privilege. You are the epitome of entitlement. I cannot and will not take you seriously when you continue to act like children and you refuse to give up sweet, sweet sugar daddy money from the NBA. That is why you exist. That is why you get to continue to play basketball for a living. And unless you speak out and say, we don't want it anymore, shush. Just shush. You don't have any right to be speaking about this. But yes, there's more. Our relationship with the media is a delicate one that we will continue to strengthen because the media is essential to growing the game. No one knows that better than we do, but the players are entitled to better. They are entitled to professionalism. Okay. You just said you're going to continue to strengthen it by calling for censorship against the media, that they can only ask questions that you approve of. And again, entitled? Entitled to what? I don't know of any other professional league that is entitled, or again, look at it in business. They're not entitled to continue to be open for 3 decades when they lose millions of dollars a year. Professionalism? Do we need to go into that again? There's been nothing professional about you, WNBA, all season long. And I'm guessing that's the problem, is that there's been nothing professional about you ever. And now people are seeing it. Look, either you want to be a legitimate professional sport, which means being treated and covered just like all the others, just like all the other professional sports. Either you want that or you do not. It is not the sports media's job. It is not journalists' job, not reporters' job to celebrate and amplify your league. That is not their job. You may not like the question. Even I said it could have been worded better, but it is very much a legitimate question. Again, it is talking about this. It is, and again, there's a history. We can go back to the Mustard's, seizure earlier in the season, mocking Caitlin Clark. We can talk about all of her absolutely horrific slurs against Caitlin Clark and her fans. I mean, I just showed in the video yesterday, right? Where the one where she talked about how racist and nasty Indiana Fever fans were when she was retweeting a clearly troll account. I can't remember the name now. Oh, Dr. Philip Oliver hyphen Holes, Holz. Yes, Dr. Fill up all of your holes. That's what you were complaining about. Don't talk to me about professionalism. But again, look at that hand. Boom, right to the eye. Absolutely 100% a legitimate question. Every single person, media that got to ask Dijonai Carrington a question should have asked about this play. Oh my gosh, folks, I'm so sorry. There's another one. Holy moly, it never stops. We call on USA Today Network to review its principles of ethical conduct for newsrooms and address what we believe is a violation of several core principles, including seeking and reporting the truth. USA Today Sports should explain why a reporter with clear bias and ulterior motives was assigned to cover the league. We also urge the league to review its policies and take measures to prevent such issues, protecting the integrity of the game and its players. Wow. And someone actually put their name to this. Terry Carmichael Jackson, executive director. That's an embarrassment, Terry. I would not have put my name to this. Maybe you don't know any better, but this is insane. Does the WNBA know times have changed? Like, this is going to get mocked. This is going to get out there. X, as we're on here, exists. YouTube exists. It's not this little bubble that you have anymore. This is absolutely insane. FFS, this league is drama with a splash of basketball. Note to self, asking a player about an on-court incident that occurred during a game is now ist and phobic. Got it. Good Lord. They've labeled Christine Brennan an enemy. You don't have a stronger ally. These women are absolutely insane. Christine asked a legitimate question, the kind of question male athletes are asked constantly. Yes. These entitled women have turned into Frankenstein. Insanity. Caitlin approved you using her name in this trashy statement. It's very unprofessional. All this for one reporter. The light's too bright. They need some NBA players to come mentor these players. Social media is kicking their butt. Because we call BS, you are not fooling anyone. We see you. Why is this written like an internet troll? Some of us try to take this league seriously, but every day, man. Yeah, 100%. That's what I said earlier. I don't like Christine Brennan, but if y'all don't say Cindy Brunson's name too, then this is fake outrage. 100%. The reporter asked a legitimate question. Too much complaining going on here. It was a legit question. Dijonai Carrington may not have wanted to be asked that question, but it was a fair question. By the way, and kudos, and this is what's so crazy about it. Folks, I'm no USA Today fan. They are not the bastion of unbiased journalism. But, kudos to them for this. Journalists ask questions and seek truth. At USA Today, our mission is to report in an unbiased manner. Like I said, that's not really it. But anyway, we reject the notion that the interview perpetuated, I thought I was going to say perpetuated any narrative other than to get the player's perspective directly. Christine Brennan is well regarded as an advocate for women and athletes, but first and foremost, she's a journalist. Yep. Did I have anything else? Oh, yeah, this fool, bravo. This was a personal attack on Dijon, put in the form of a question. She let her personal bias get in the way of professionalism. Blah, 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 blah. I've learned this year that the WNBA is such a victim culture. It's pretty silly. No wonder so few people watch before Caitlin Clark. Yeah, unfortunately. And like I said, Christine Brennan, I won't go through all this, but again, long time commentator at ABC News. I believe she was one of the first women to cover the NFL in the locker room, if I'm not mistaken. But again, to that, people so freaking out about that question, and clearly the entire league, Caitlin has been asked ridiculous questions all season long. She's been asked to denounce her fans, and it's been framed as her fans are the worst people in the world. She's been asked to denounce them multiple times. She's been asked constantly, usually specifically after plays or things said directly to Caitlin Clark that were not nice. She's been asked to praise people constantly, like Angel Reese, Dijon the Mustard Carrington, Kennedy Carter. She's been asked to praise them all single long. But a legit question about a clearly dirty basketball play during a game, that is somehow over the line. I do not think I've seen a professional sports league. Again, I said I've equated it to business before, so let's say, let alone any business that has been so insanely unprepared and unfit to be in the public eye, so insanely unserious, so insanely not ready for growth. I mean, this is crazy. This is going to be studied, folks. Okay, this is going to make its way into business classes in college, if not be like an MBA level full on semester project, course, class, whatever you want to call it, because this entire year by the WNBA has been epically bad in every single thing they've done, every single step along the way. I'm going to leave it there, though. Let me know your thoughts on this. Where on this? No, not that. Not that. This. Oh, I'm sorry. We got to scroll up. Let me know your thoughts on this crazy. By the way, obviously, you can go to WNBPA. It's at the WNBPA and check this out. Crazy, absolutely crazy stuff. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out so much. I really do appreciate it. We're creeping. We're like 170 people, 170 subs away from 10,000, which is insane. So thank you to all of you who have subscribed, supported the channel, like, comment. Again, one last thing before I go, because it's huge. I love so many of you go in and just say, hey, I'm just writing a comment for the algorithm. Hey, I'm just writing a comment for you. That's awesome. I mean, really, the fact that you don't really have anything to add to it, but you're going to take the time to write a comment anyway to help me out is much appreciated. I will talk to you later.